The Overnight Underground News Podcast. Here's today's headlines. Refund the police. Oh wait, that's defund the police. In New York, the murder rate is on the rise. The cancel culture racks up at least 3 over the weekend. Your Sims, they may have STDs. And no donut discounts for the Popo in Rhode Island. These stories and more on today's Overnight Underground News. I'm John Ford. The city of Minneapolis has come up with a novel way to deal with rioting, looting, and what now seems like perpetual protesting. They're going to disband the police department. Come to think of it, what a better way to lower crime rates than to dismantle and defund the police? No police, no reported crime.
Yep.
Minneapolis Council President Lisa Bender told CNN,
"The human race can bite my shiny metal ass."
Wait, that's the wrong Bender.
Our commitment is to end our city's toxic relationship with the Minneapolis Police Department, to end policing as we know it, and to recreate systems of public safety that actually keep us safe.
Yeah, I just stood with a total of 9 members of the Minneapolis City Council, and we committed to dismantling policing as we know it in the city of Minneapolis and to rebuild with our community a new model of public safety that actually keeps our community safe.
That's Minneapolis Council President Lisa Bender, saying the same thing twice.
Two mints in one.
I wonder how many times she rehearsed that.
I don't know.
So what do they do next without a police department? According to Bender, the city will move police funding towards community-based strategies, and the city council will hold discussions on how to replace the current police department. Wait, she's admitting they're scrapping the police department and they don't know what they're actually going to replace it with? I can hear it now. Hey, there's been a homicide. Quick, send in the social workers. I wonder how Walmart and Target will feel about rebuilding their stores in Minneapolis, with them being guarded by the city council and social workers. Meanwhile, in New York City, with the protests and lootings of the last week, shootings and murders rose dramatically in the Big Apple. The New York Post reports that compared to the same period last year, murders nearly tripled. From Sunday to Monday, there were 13 murders in the city and 40 shootings. At least one shooting in the city was allegedly attributable to looting, when one alleged looter was shot by another alleged looter, allegedly in Soho during the alleged rioting and looting in New Looterville, allegedly. The cancel culture has been working overtime in the media over the weekend. At the New York Times, the editorial page editor, James Bennett, resigned following the paper publishing an op-ed from Republican Senator Tom Cotton. According to The Hill, the newspaper's announcement of the resignation did not mention the controversy over the Cotton op-ed. The Times must think we're all just idiots, not admitting that the two aren't related.
And I am a reporter who talks like this.
The top editor of the Philadelphia Inquirer also resigned over the weekend. Stan Wachowski fell on his sword following a printing of an article with the headline, "Buildings Matter Too." Maybe they should have titled it, "Black Buildings Matter Too." I don't see how that could have offended anyone. The paper printed the apology and said they were so sorry because some found the article offensive. I agree. It's time to put an end to printing anything that might possibly offend someone anywhere. It's just criminal. I say they should be arrested. But once we abolish the police, who's going to arrest them? I know. Send in the social workers. Meanwhile, over at Variety, editor-in-chief Claudia Eller has been placed on administrative leave. This comes after a heated exchange on Twitter. Wait, is there any other kind? Over the lack of newsroom diversity. I'd give you the gory details, but let's just say someone is offended and angry over something and blah, 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 ad infinitum, ad nauseum. J.K. Rowling is next on the cancel culture hit list for the weekend. It seems the Harry Potter... I'll bet that does happen when she uses it. It seems the Harry Potter author has stopped her tiptoeing around the murky pseudo-scientific world of biological sex.
Oh my God.
Rowling tweeted over the weekend, among other things, that, quote, "If sex isn't real, the lived reality of women globally is erased." Needless to say, the trans community, Where is that anyways? I mean, is it like next to Pittsburgh? Needless to say, the trans community was, wait for it, offended.
You both should be fired. You've highly offended me.
Yeah, the Twitter outrage squad have called the tweets anti-trans and transphobic. I know. Let's force her to get a hysterectomy and buy her a pair of truck nuts. And start calling her Joe. That'll teach that f***ing turf. My question is, if biological sex isn't real, why do people feel the need to transition from one unreality to another? I hate to tell you this, but your Sims, they may have a clap. A new update to Sims 4 has apparently given urinating Sims flaming pee. The gaming website RPS notes the latest update for Sims does indeed give Sims, depending on how you look at it, either a new superpower or an STD, hence fire pits. It seems that it doesn't matter if you stand up or sit down to do your duty, the fire is still there. That's what she said. Some Redditors have noticed, though, that the fire pee seems to happen if the bathroom and hence the toilet is above the kitchen. Maybe it's a gas leak or something. Either way, shit, or in this case, piss, does indeed roll downhill. In China, a man recently had to have a fish removed from his
rectum. Damn near killed him.
The Daily Mail reports the 30-year-old man had doctors remove an entire fish from his rectum after he said he sat on it by accident. Sure he did.
That means Luca Brasi sleeps with the fishes.
The doctors made the fishy discovery after the man was admitted to the hospital with severe abdominal pain. I wonder if it was Billy Bass. Then he'd really be talking out of his ass. In Rhode Island, it really is bad cop, no donut time. Allie's Donuts in North Kingstown, Rhode Island, recently announced via Instagram that they will no longer be offering discounts to police officers or members of the military. Why? Because of recent accusations of racism and injustice against the local police department, of course. It goes without saying that people are outraged and hurt all the way around. Me, I have a dream that one day it will become self-evident that all of God's donuts are created equally delicious. Until then, no crullers, no peace, no discounts for the police. Wait a second, this might be a new one. Assault by hamburger. TSG reports that a Florida woman assaulted her beau with a burger that started with an argument over an open window in the couple's trailer. Wow, there's just so much wrong with that sentence. I wouldn't even know where to begin. Anyway, according to the report, 47-year-old Tanya Cordero denies the assault by burger, but the cops say there were still hamburger remnants in the alleged assaulted man's ear when they arrived. Cordero was charged with domestic battery and later released from jail on her own recognizance. It's not the first time Cordero has been in trouble with the cops for assaulting her partner. Back in January, she was convicted of battering her boyfriend over their children's Halloween costumes and served 3 months in jail.
My doggies, that's hitting low.
N-E-W-S.
A mostly correct and occasionally incomplete transcript and links to reference sources and articles of this Overnight Underground can be found at overnightunderground.com.